Hey, I'm Metagrit, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you guys how to play ABCs. Now the first thing to talk about when you're explaining ABCs to someone is union monsters and how union monsters work, because ABCs is a light machine union monster deck. Now union monsters all have a soft once per turn effect where they can either target a monster you control to equip themselves to it, or unequip themselves from a monster you control to special summon themselves. Now while they are equipped to your monsters, most union monsters have similar effects that give protection to the monster they're equipped to. For example, all of the monsters in this deck have an effect that when the monster they're equipped to would be destroyed by battle or card effect, they can destroy themselves instead. And the ABC union monsters also have another protection effect that they give to monsters they are equipped to. For example, if I have my A Assault Core equipped to my Buster Drake, my Buster Drake is unaffected by my opponent's monster effects. And vice versa, my A Assault Core, when my Buster Drake is equipped to it, it will be unaffected by my opponent's spell effects. And Crush Wyvern makes my monster that it's equipped to unaffected by my opponent's trap effects. So they all give really nice protection, but ABCs do more than just give protection to cards. When any of these cards are sent from the field to the graveyard, they have an effect that triggers. When my Buster Drake is sent to the graveyard, it can add another union monster from my deck to my hand. When A Assault Core is sent to the graveyard, it can add one other union monster other than itself from my graveyard to my hand. Then when my Crush Wyvern is sent to the graveyard, it can special summon one union monster from my hand. So, all of these cards are pretty strong in and of themselves, but the reason that you use A, B, and C in an ABC deck is to summon ABC Dragon Buster. ABC Dragon Buster is a pretty unique and powerful card. You don't fusion summon it using polymerization. Instead, you contact fusion summon it by banishing one each of your A, B, and C from your field or your graveyard. So it's really easy to summon as long as you see these three monsters on your turn. And there's a basic one card combo that allows you to summon this card. So you banish these three cards and you summon your ABC Dragon Buster, who is a light machine, so he can also be equipped by any of these cards using their own effects. But ABC Dragon Buster has two main effects. First of all, he can discard a card, then target a card on the field for cost, and then banish that card. That's really strong all by itself. His second effect, on your opponent's turn, he can quick effect, tribute himself, target three light machine union monsters that are banished with different names as cost and summon them. So essentially, your ABC Dragon Buster can banish one of your opponent's cards and then go back into its three separate pieces so that on your next turn you can summon another copy of your ABC Dragon Buster by banishing all of the pieces. And that is the basics of how a ABC deck works. Your whole goal is to just see these three cards either in your field or your graveyard, and then banish them so you can summon your ABC Dragon Buster. The next thing to explain in an ABC deck are the spell cards. Union Hanger is the most powerful spell cards that people will play in ABCs. When Union Hanger is activated, you can search your deck for a light machine union monster and add it to your hand. Then its second effect is that when a light machine union monster is summoned, you can equip another light machine union monster to that card. But it has a restriction. Its restriction is you cannot summon the card you equipped to your union monster. So if you equip C Crush Wyvern to your B Buster Drake using Union Hanger's effect, you won't be able to use Crush Wyvern's second effect to unequip itself and summon itself. To bypass this pitfall of Union Hanger, players play Union Driver. Union Driver has the effect, it's a hard once per turn. You can banish it while it's equipped to one of your monsters to equip a different machine union monster. So you can equip Crush Wyvern using the effect of Union Driver, which doesn't have the same setbacks as Union Hanger. Then use your Crush Wyvern's effect to unequip itself and summon itself. And that's a really strong combo. But in addition to Union Hanger, there are other cards to play for ABCs. The one that most people play is Unauthorized Reactivation, which simply allows you to target a machine monster you control, to equip a machine Union monster from your hand or deck to that monster. It has the same setback as Union Hanger, and that you cannot summon the monster that you equipped using its effect. However, Unauthorized Reactivation, unlike Hanger, allows you to equip a monster from your hand or from your deck. Hanger, on the other hand, just allows you to equip from your deck. So if you have Union Driver in your hand, you can equip it using your Unauthorized Reactivation, but you cannot using your Union Hanger. Now, one thing to consider is how you can use these cards to combo off and make ABC Dragon Buster. So I'm going to show you guys the most basic combo line that people will play in ABCs to summon their ABC Dragon Buster using just one copy of Union Hanger. So first things first, you're going to activate your Union Hanger in your field spell zone. Then you're going to add B Buster Drake from your deck to your hand. Then you're going to normal summon your B Buster Drake to trigger your Union Hanger second effect. And you're going to equip Union Driver. You're going to banish your Union Driver so that you can equip a different machine Union monster. You're going to equip either your Crush Wyvern or your A Assault Core, depending on what combo you're going to go for. For this basic line, either of them work. I'm going to unequip my Crush Wyvern to summon itself. And now I have two monsters on the field. And this is when you're going to go into your extra deck and you're going to link summon for Platinum Gadget. So Platinum Gadget is a really cool card. It has a hard once per turn effect that lets you summon a level 4 or lower machine monster from your hand to one of the field zones that it points to. So it has two field zones that are right here and here so that you can summon to those zones. Now, when you link summon for this card, your Buster Drake will be able to activate its effect. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add another Union monster from your deck to your hands. So you're going to add Assault Core, and then use your Platinum Gadget to summon your Assault Core. And now you have all three pieces. You have your A and C in the graveyard, and you have your B and C in the graveyard, your A in the field. You can then banish all of these cards to summon ABC Dragon Buster. So you have your Union Hanger on field, Platinum Gadget, and ABC Dragon Buster, and all started with just one copy of Union Hanger. One thing to keep in mind about Union Hanger, because it's a field spell, you can actually use its secondary effect on your opponent's turn. Using your ABC Dragon Buster, you can tribute itself, hopefully after you've banished a card, and then summon back your three pieces. And then, because a Light Machine Union monster was summoned, you can activate your Union Hanger to equip a Light Machine Union monster from your deck to one of these monsters you just summoned. So let's say I equip my A Assault Core to my Buster Drake over here. And so now, on my next turn, I can really follow up hard and summon another ABC Dragon Buster, if not two. And Union Hanger works all by itself, but if you have one copy of Unauthorized Reactivation and one of your ABC monsters, you will be able to essentially do the same exact combo. You just normal summon your monster and then activate your Unauthorized Reactivation, and then of course you're going to be able to equip your Union Driver, and then same as before, you'll be able to use your Union Driver to extend the combo and keep playing. Unauthorized Reactivation is also a quick play spell, so you can chain onto your opponent's effects with it to chain block. You can also set it in your back row and then activate it on your opponent's turn. Let's say you summoned your ABC Dragon Buster. You can set Unauthorized Reactivation, and if your opponent tries to use a Lightning Storm or Dark Ruler No More on your Dragon Buster, you can chain Unauthorized Reactivation to equip a Buster Drake from your hand or deck to your ABC Dragon Buster. And now your ABC Dragon Buster will be unaffected by your opponent's spell effects, including Dark Ruler No More, and Lightning Storm, and Raigeki, and all those other powerful spells that could potentially ruin your board. So, Unauthorized Reactivation and Union Hanger are two cards that are pretty essential to the ABC strategy, as well as Platinum Gadget and ABC Dragon Buster. And the final thing to cover when explaining ABCs is the extra deck. As we already talked about, multiple copies of ABC Dragon Buster is great. 3 is what I recommend. Then of course, at least 1 copy of Platinum Gadget. These days with Kashtira, it's not a bad idea to play 2 copies of it. It's not necessarily essential, especially if you're going first, you don't have to worry about the Kashtira monster, but it's good to play at least 1 copy of that card. Also, another really essential card I'd say is IP Masquerena, and of course, cards that you would want to summon using IP Masquerena. Here are the cards that I chose: a couple Nightmare Monsters in Appaloosa, and Underworld Goddess. I think this is one of the most disruptive ways that you can use IP Masquerena and mess up your opponent's plays. And the reason IP Masquerena I would say is essential for this deck, here I'll just show these 5 cards here as being essential, is because of a specific combo that this deck does. So I'm going to show it to you real quick so you guys can understand what I mean. This combo uses Union Hanger, or of course Unauthorized Activation, and another ABC monster. Then you're going to need another additional ABC monster in your hand. So for this combo, I'm going to show you Union Hanger plus B Buster Drake. I'm going to activate Union Hanger. I'm going to use, here I'll go this way so you guys can see. I'm going to use Union Hanger to add Crush Wyvern to the hand. I'm going to normal summon my Buster Drake and equip Union Driver from my deck. I'm going to banish my Union Driver to equip a different Union monster. I'm going to equip Crush Wyvern. Then I can use my Crush Wyvern's effect to unequip and special summon itself. Still have a Wyvern in hand here. I'm going to link for Platinum Gadget, of course, as you normally would. When these 2 cards hit the graveyard, they're going to activate their effects. B Buster Drake will activate first, and then Crush Wyvern on top of that. So the Crush Wyvern is going to summon my other Wyvern in hand. And then my Buster Drake, when it hits the graveyard, I'm going to add Assault Core. And then I'm going to summon that Assault Core using my Platinum Gadget here. Now as you can see, I have 2 more monsters on the field, so I can go into another Link 2. And the monster I'm going to go into is IP Masquerena. And I can activate my Assault Core when it hits the graveyard to add one of my Wyverns back to my hand, because I have 2 in my graveyard and I don't need 2 there. I only need 1. So now I have a Crush Wyvern in my hand. So now I'm going to banish my A, B, and C from the graveyard to summon ABC Dragon Buster. And because I have a Wyvern in my hand, I already have enough material to use his quick effect to banish a card. And now the reason why I use IP Masquerena specifically is because of ABC Dragon Buster's second effect, which allows you to tribute him to summon back your 3 pieces. And now we have a ton of material when we want to link someone with IP Masquerena on our opponent's turn. So hypothetically, let's say my opponent has a monster. I'm going to activate my IP Masquerena. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use 4th monster is going to be my opponent's monster because I am summoning Underworld Goddess. Now my Underworld Goddess is going to activate its effect, negate all my opponent's monster's effect, and it can negate a card or effect that would special summon from the graveyard. And so that's just really, really hard for our opponent to get over. Not only do we banish a card using our ABC Dragon Buster, we use the card as link material, and we negated everything on the field, and now we have a negate for anything that would summon from the graveyard. And that's just really hard to play through. And on our follow-up turn, we have A, B, and C on the field and graveyard to summon another ABC Dragon Buster. So that's the reason why you want to play IP Masquerena, because if you have Union Hanger plus Buster Drake, it's just a really strong combo. And that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you all learned something about how to play ABCs, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, duel on.
Oh yes, and Dragon Buster wants to know what your favorite video game is in the comments.